The war was over. The world had moved on. Cities were rebuilding. Children were growing up in peace. But deep inside a jungle, one soldier refused to believe it. His name was Hiroo Onoda, and for nearly 29 years, he continued fighting a war that had already ended. The year was 1944. World War II was reaching its final stages. Japan sent a young intelligence officer to Lubang Island in the Philippines. Before leaving, his commander gave him one final order: never surrender, never take your own life, no matter what happens. Keep fighting until I return. Onoda took those words seriously, very seriously. Months later, American and Filipino forces captured the island. Most Japanese soldiers were killed or surrendered, but Onoda escaped into the jungle with a few companions. In August 1945, Japan officially surrendered. World War II was over. Leaflets were dropped into the jungle. They announced that the war had ended. Onoda picked one up. He read every word. Then he threw it away. He believed it was enemy propaganda. Months became years. Years became decades. His companions slowly disappeared. Some surrendered. Some died. Eventually, Onoda was completely alone. Yet every morning, he woke up believing he was still a soldier on duty. He survived by hunting, stealing food from nearby farms, drinking rainwater, sleeping in the jungle. Whenever he saw aircraft, he believed the war was still continuing. Whenever he found newspapers, he thought they had been printed to deceive him. Nothing could change his mind. Nearly 30 years passed. The world changed completely. Television became common. Humans walked on the moon. New generations were born, but Onoda was still hiding in the same jungle. Then, in 1974, a young Japanese traveler named Norio Suzuki decided to find him, against all odds. He succeeded. Suzuki told Onoda the war had ended decades ago. Onoda smiled politely but refused to surrender. He would obey only one man, his former commander. The Japanese government tracked down Onoda's old commander, who was now working in civilian life. They flew him to the Philippines. Standing in the jungle, almost 30 years later, he gave the same soldier one final order: your mission is over. You may return home. For the first time since 1944, Hiroo Onoda lowered his rifle. He handed over his sword, removed his uniform, and stepped out of the jungle. He had spent almost 3 decades protecting an empire. That no longer existed. Some people called him loyal. Others believed he had been tragically trapped by blind obedience. But everyone agreed on one thing: his story was almost impossible to believe. Sometimes, the hardest prison isn't made of walls, it's made of what we choose to believe. And Hiroo Onoda's prison lasted 29 years.